Hey guys, it's your favorite gold miner, prospector, and geologist. And today I found something on Google Earth that has me really perplexed. It's a mystery. This thing is odd. I've never seen anything like it. So we're gonna go up there and take a look. But I want you to take a look at the weather. I got a huge front coming through right now. Look at that, you see that arch up there? Let that be a lesson to you guys who own the side-by-side is make sure when you get your windshield, it's got a windshield wiper. And always bring your gold pan. Take a look at this thing. You're gonna tell me they hauled this all the way up here if there wasn't gold still here? All right, now let's see how many engineers I got out there. Is this a drilling rig or is this a hoist? Come on now, I know you guys gotta know. It's a Chrysler, I'll tell you that much. How they got it up here, I have no idea because it took everything just to drive up here in the toy. Leave your comment down below which one it is, drilling rig or hoist. But either way, they brought this thing up here because of this. Look at this material. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? And you see how nice and red and juicy that is? And look at this, here's some of the boil zones right here. Ooh, which is typical in this area. And look at, oh, it's just so juicy. Oh, and it's hosted in rhyolite. Big old rhyolite dike cutting through all this basalt. Now, I've got a big old basaltic neck or plug up on the hill. Take a look. See him? Big old nasty looking plug. In fact, I got nothing but basaltic plugs around here. You see them all? This place must have been crazy with volcanic activity back during the tertiary period. But right here, I've got this beautiful rhyolitic dike that's cutting through. I'm gonna show you something that's very important when you're trying to determine if it's a dike or if it's alteration, because they're gonna look similar, but there are telltale signs to tell them apart. Now, come here, look at this. Now, here's that basalt that I was telling you about. This is one of the many dikes that's in the area, and you got a lot of andesite out here too. This is probably a feeder dike if I had to guess, because we're right next to that little baby plug. But if you split a piece off of this, a nice fresh piece, and that's what I suggest you do too, you'll see it's aphanetic, which means that it has a fine-grained matrix to it, traces of alkali feldspar in there, and I've got some green in there. Let's see how many field geologists out there know what that green is that's in there. And remember, I told you, you find green in basalt, ooh, you're on a winner. Right next to this, instant rhyolite. And look at this big old ugly looking messed up material. That's called fault breccia. See where this fault has been sliding back and forth, jogging as they call it, moving back and forth. And it's been grinding up the material between these two. And look, you can even see some of the shear zoning right here. See that? So we're definitely gonna sample this, but over there. Now you see the difference in color? Now the texture is similar, but when you inspect really close with a hand lens, you can actually see where some of the feldspars have been boiled out of this thing. So not only is this rhyolite, but it's also been subjected to what? Hydrothermal fluids. Exactly. And this is how a lot of this stuff got into place. See, there's the rhyolite. And then I've got some fissures running through here. I got fault gouge. I've got fault breccia. This stuff is what's called fault breccia. This stuff has been broken up because of the veins moving around and jogging around. And it's been re-cemented by a fine-grained matrix. So they call that fault breccia. Now, if it continues to grind and grind and grind, it's gonna turn this stuff into fault gouge. Perfect place for mineral assemblages to be found. And look at this. This is where the boiling was. See, the hydrothermal fluids coming right up through here. And what they do, well, they're gonna burn out a lot of the feldspars that are in there. And remember, your rhyolite is felsic in composition, which means it's got tons and tons of feldspars in it. Now, another way you can tell that this isn't alteration, but a rhyolitic dike that has silicification going on in it, is look at the outer margins where the two connect. Do you see any alteration going on? Any halos? No, I don't see any halos. If this was alteration, you'd have different coloring and halos as you start getting out into the next rock matrix. That is if this was created by alteration. It wasn't. And then later you had fluids introduced which creates silicification. Then you can have alteration of the rhyolite. And that's typical of this area. And that's why it's so important to bring a rock hammer and a hand lens, because you need to break off a fresh sample of whatever it is you're looking at, blow the dust off of it, get it wet if you can, and then inspect it. And you're going to look for all the telltale signs that tell you exactly what this formation is. So you're going to be looking for texture, you're going to be looking for luster, sometimes color, but that can throw you off a little bit. You're going to look for any crystal structures that might be in the matrix as well. You're going to look for cleavage planes on those crystals. You're going to check for hardness, and if you think it's a carbonate, you're going to bring a little vial of weak hydrochloric acid, because if you put that on calcite or any type of carbonate, it's going to fizz. You'll know right away what you got. But out here, there's hardly any carbonates, so we're not going to worry about that. All right, we're out here at prospecting around one of these beautifully rich outcroppings of rhyolite, and look who I found. What's your name? Tell us what it's all about.
Chris Sons.
Chris Sons. Now, you've been out here for a while, right? This guy has a secret spot that he told me about, and maybe if you're lucky, I might show you. I'm still debating if I want to do that. But he's been finding some good gold up here and some crystals, right? Huge pegmatitic crystals in these bugs. Look at that. Those are gorgeous. And some of them are terminated too. Get a double terminated. That's a pretty one. Look at that. See these bugs in here? And see, it gives enough room for these crystals to grow. And they're terminated too. That's beautiful. All in this nice looking rhyolite. You got any advice for anybody out there watching?
Watch Jeff Williams. He's the best.
You got any shout outs for anybody?
My wife, Leah. She's a great wife, and she loves doing this stuff with me.
Nice. Leela or Leah?
Leah.
Wow, that's close to my wife's name, Leela. Behind every great man is an even better woman. I'm telling you right now.
Yes, sir.
Without my wife, I'd be some fool in a ditch or at the bottom of a mine shaft. And I want to go check out your secret spot. So we're going to head over there now. Mum's the word. It was nice meeting you.
You too.
And we're going to get on down the road because I got a front coming in. So come on, let's go! Oh, look at this guy right here. Head frame still here, all the timber, and it had a little house on top. Shaft's got some nice depth to it. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the light is being finicky. That's why. Huh? Yeah, but what are you gonna do?
This way?
Huh?
Like this?
Bring him over this way? Yeah. There you go. Keep going. Keep walking that way. Get it right over that. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull samples, and of course I'll have to mark it so that way I know where the samples came from. Definitely getting some of this fault breccia, some of the fault gouge, and then this area right here of boiling that you can see. It's just beautiful. And of course out here on the outer margins. Now when you go to sample in the field, I highly recommend, especially it's gonna be load sampling, bring yourself one of these guys right here. Battery powered hammer drill. I guarantee it's gonna save your arm so much. And it's gonna make short order work out of getting these rock samples. And remember, when you go to get the samples, you're going to cut across the vein. Not go with the vein, but across the vein, okay? That way it'll give you a nice average of what you're working with. And make sure you label where they came from, because if you mix them all up and you start getting some good gold, it's gonna drive you crazy. Trust me, I've been there. I've had a lot of sleepless nights because I found some super rich gold and I couldn't figure out where it came from. So I'm gonna pull from here, go across this way, of course. I'm gonna go across this way, and I'm gonna go across over there and get some of that fault breccia. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. Remember, the redder, the better. What the heck is that thing doing here? Schwain? And there's a pipe coming out of the ground. You see that? Another waterfall. Perfect gold trap. Right here, see it? But look at that front coming in. Whew, black sands everywhere. It's got olivine and epidote and some chloride in there. Oh, that's pretty looking. You can see the lighter olivine in there. And you can see some beautiful iron oxides in there too. Beautiful stuff. Now don't forget, at the end of every month, we give away a Gold Monster 1000 metal detector, and we give away bags and bags of pay dirt from our drift mine, and of course silver bars. If you want to get involved with that, look for the little icon at the end of the video. That looks something like that. Just click on it, make a $10 pledge, and you instantly qualify for all the stuff that we give away every month. And for more videos on finding stuff with Google Earth, watch this video right here, and I'll see you on the next video.